Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. I'm DFG and we are back in Stationeers on Europa. Today I want to do what I hope to be the first of a two, maybe three part series on the LARRE. So one of the things I did in my last video is actually separated all of these units out. Just bear with me. I'm looking for you. So I had these set as devices, hydroponics devices, which can't go beside each other. I've subsequently found out that there don't need to be hydroponics devices to use the LARRE, the hydroponics LARRE. They just need to be normal hydroponics trays. The reason being is that the hydroponics LARRE can read what is in these trays by referencing slot 255 on the LARRE, which I suppose is going to go about here. When it's over a pot, over a tray, it can read that tray and work out what stage it's at, whether it's growing, whether it's mature, whether it needs seeds, whether it needs harvesting, whether it needs compost and things like that. It makes it a lot easier. It means I've just got my, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Nope, my battery's just gone. Sorry about that. My battery and my light on my belt went out. I had to go and replace the battery. And my suit is in here, so I didn't have my normal lights on me. Just basically so I can stay, clean. Anyway, as I was saying, we don't need to use hydroponics devices. We can get away with the hydroponics trays, and the LARRE is capable of reading what state those trays are in. Now, in this episode, I'm probably just going to set up the basics of the LARRE so you can see what you actually need. One thing you will note is that I've had to adjust these lights. I know they're sort of floating in midair here. I may try and change that at some point, but for the moment I need the space behind them and around and in front of them for the LARRE to move. Basically set the LARRE up in a big circle. So, well, it doesn't have a big circle, but it's probably as easy as a big circle. I will have it accessing all these pots from above, and over here I will have 2, possibly 3 trays. I'll shoot import 2 or 3 import chutes, just so we can take the material coming off the plants, so whether it's seeds or fruit, and dump it into a import chute bin, and then we'll sort out what we're going to do. And I'll probably store the fruit in a refrigerated vending machine for now. And the seeds will have to be repurposed so that they get replanted. So first things first, let's get the LARRE installed. Oh yeah, and we're going to need another IC and some coding, but that will be on a later episode. I'll just initially get the LARRE set up. So I've been messing around with this for a week or so now, trying to get the grips with it, because it's not the easiest thing in the world to set up or understand. It's actually the program that's the challenging part. But I have a LARRE here, and what I want to do is I want to set it up so if we look at it from the front, it is here, and it needs to be about that height. Let me just place that, check it. Oh no, it's way too far back now, see. This is the challenging part. So the LARRE, it needs to be, as I said, over here. I built the wrong place earlier, sorry. Over here, and needs to come out. It's hard to see, I know. But basically so that the rail is the same height as the light. Now, is that right? Sometimes it's a little bit of trial and error, and I've got it too far out there, you see. How about there? Yeah, that looks better. So it all looks the same height as the rail's the same height as the light, you see, or as close as possible. And now I can start placing the rails. So let me just grab all these, because I will need all these. First thing we'll do is just swap you for a spanner. Rails, you just right click, and there's various styles of rail. You got straight, 90 degree, and so that's up, believe it or not. That's going from left to right going up. That's an inside curve, that's an outside curve, that's an inside curve going up. That is a left, coming in from the left and then turning right and up. It's hard to see, but that's what it is. That's turning right and up. That one is just a station. That's a station on an angle, and then we're back to straight. So we want the straight one. Press C to line it up with the LARRE base, and I just want to create about 10 of these down here until I get down to this last pod, level with this last pod. Right, so this one now needs to be an angle. Now rotate it so it's going towards the plant. Can be a little bit finicky to place sometimes. And now this one needs to be the angle with the circle on it, like so. And you can see there's a yellow box coming down. That yellow box is coming down over, you can't see it when it comes down unfortunately, it's coming down over the plant. We'll place that there. You can see that it's actually above that plant. And that is now a station. If I move cursor over, you see station 0. So now I want another station. Oop. So I want to go there over that plant. And the same all the way down here, so I need 10 stations. Just to cover all of these plants. Where's the last plant here? Last plant level with the LARRE. So that's there. So now I want to turn the angle the other way. That's it. And this one that way, and then just a straight. So now we have a circle. And over each plant there's a station. So it's station 0. That's station 0 is your LARRE now, because I made a circle. This is station 1, 2, 3, all the way down here to station 10. So, now wiring in LARRE. So, I have put a transformer on here. I just want to separate this from that IC, which is the one that runs the water. Where's the connection for LARRE on here? Hit the back. You know what? I forgot to finish building the LARRE. So you need 2 electronics parts and a screwdriver. And there we go, we've got the LARRE. And you can see the claw and everything now on the LARRE. And this whole section here moves up and down. I'll show you that in a minute. So here's a network connection for the LARRE. So bring that out and get our wire cutters. You can come straight out. Curve this way. Like so. So that's now our connection to our LARRE. Just kill a jetpack. And if I turn it on, you see we've now got power to the system. If I click that way, you see the arm move around to that first station and stop. And that will keep incrementing through the stations. Little sad face, because it's not doing anything at the minute. Come back the other way. And I'll come back to 0. And if I go this way, it will go all the way down to the station here. And then stop. That's a happy smiley face. Not sure why. But if we bring it back, what condition these in? Wheat, seeded. So the LARRE can actually read what that says. How am I going to do this? Let's put a IC in here. So I have an IC and a chip to go with it. Let's stick the IC here so I can see it, and then quickly wire that in. And then I'll pop the IC in there. So that will be programmed to read that. Now what I want to do when I read that is I want to display on some consoles just for trial purposes. So let me just grab a couple of consoles. Got some here somewhere. Let's just make these LED displays like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm quickly just going to name them. LED 1, LED 2, LED 3, LED 4, LED 5. I'm not sure I'll need that many, but I'm just sticking them in because there's quite a few variables you can actually read from the LARRE. And now let's quickly wire that up as well. You don't necessarily need these. Like I say, this is only for going forward when I'm doing the programming. I want to be able to show you what readings I'm getting. So let's just bring that up and plug you into there. So they're all connected now to the same chip on the same bit of network. Okay, so programming in LARRE, we could do that via the laptop, or we can use a computer. Got a computer somewhere. Computer. So let's just stick the computer here for now. It's easy to get to. You can see that. We can see what's going on with LARRE. And it is just a screwdriver, I believe, to finish building this. And then we need the motherboard, IC editor chip there. Close that. And now just wire that in as well. Yep, okay. Get the right key in a minute. There we go. If we turn that on, let me just clear. Right. Let me rename this housing. LARRE IC. And now we have LARRE IC. So first things first, let's see if we can't. Let's turn on LED 1. Set LARRE to IC pin 0, LARRE dock hydroponics, and LED 1 to pin 1. Right. So that is station 1, 2, 3. I don't really need to worry about the station. What I want to do is edit alias LARRE D0 alias LARRE LED 1 D1 main This is just a very quick and dirty program to see what we can do. Yield load R0 so I'm going to use the command ls, which is load slot. Now as I said, LARRE has various slots. Let me just come out this minute to confirm. So slot 0 is what's between here and between the grippers. Slot 1 is like a silo up here, and slot 255 is what's underneath LARRE. So let's turn on these as well and set you to LED 2 and you to LED 3. Right. Alias LED 2 D2 alias LED 3 D3. Alias LED 4 D4. I've just had a thought about something. So turn you on, your LED 4, Edit. Right. Define. Oops. Define counter R15. So, to get back to what I was saying, this will all become apparent in a minute. So, load slot. The load slot, I want to read the slot from LARRE to a number. So let's go R0 for what's between the tweezers, the fingers. So load R0, LARRE, slot index 0, maximum. I think that's it. And then load slot R1, LARRE 1, maximum, load slot R2, LARRE 255, maximum. I think that's right. So all that's doing is reading what's in the various slots for the LARRE. And then I want to save LED 1 R0 setting. And I just want to repeat that command 3 times. 2, 3, change that to a 2, that to a 1, that to a 3, that to a 2. And then save LED 4 R4 R15, sorry, setting. So that's just displaying whatever numbers in that. So let's see what happens when we export that, turn the chip on. So error line 11, what's line 11? Load slot LARRE 0 max. I think it's this that's causing the error, but bear with me. Let's place LARRE over the first export. Right, why aren't you working? So just to make you aware, I'm just going to pause this because I don't want time to continue on doing this. If you now press 1 in this screen, you can now bring up the Stationepedia, which is really helpful. So LARRE, Hydroponics LARRE. No, it's not that. It is, no, it's not that I want. It is LS, logic slot type. Which I believe is under U. Logic slot type. So there's various logic slot types here. Occupied. So let's just change that to occupied. Yeah, it might be that instead. Confirm. Export. Line 13's got the error now. Okay, yeah, that was right. So pause again, bring up Stationepedia. No, it's not Stationepedia, just bring up U, logic slot type. And I want to know whether it's growing, whether it's mature. So mature. Export. So what are we flashing at now?
Hydration critical.
15. Okay, it's bear with me, I get a drink. So bear with me, like I say, this is all new to me, it's all a bit trial and error, some of this. I have been looking at other people's codes trying to ascertain how it all works, but there's nothing beats having to play yourself and trying to work it out, or getting somebody out to show you, which is hopefully what I'm going to try and be doing, showing you how to do this. Okay, I'll drink now, so let's drop back down. Right, your error 15. What's line 15? Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what the issue is. I put it the wrong way around, that's what the issue is. Oh dear, I do worry sometimes. Right. Way, no errors. Right, so that is saying 0, 0 because there's nothing in the hand. And there's nothing in the slot there. Hopper slot, that's what's called. There is... Why are you reading 9? Counter 9, okay, because I haven't reset the counter. Status of the plant, is it mature? Yes, it's seeding. So let's just see what happens if we progress down the line, see what status we get. So that's mature. That's mature. Are you mature? Yeah. So for the sake of argument, I'm going to empty the slot. I'll just dump everything in here for the moment. As you can see, I've got a few bean seeds. This one I will empty. But replant. Right, let's see, what do we want? So that one's saying it's mature, yes. Next one, mature is 0 because there's nothing there. Next one is, can't see really very well, 0 again because there's nothing. The plant's there but it's not mature. Next one should read a 1 again because it is mature. Now this one is seeded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the LARRE. To do that, we simply press the button. He's gone down. See, that has now gone to 1 because he's got something between his claws, which is good. Now what happens if I activate again? As you can see, the seeds have gone up into the hopper. So the hopper's now 1 and the claw's now 1. But it's still mature, that plant, because there's still plants in there. So we can carry on again, press again, and it should pick up all 5 wheat. There we go, 5 wheat. Now, can we do something to tweak that? So let me just talk about this again. So we could put, sorry, it didn't mean to come out there. Quantity. And to be honest, we could replace that with the same. Export, and that should now read 5 and 1 because there's 5 wheat here. There's a 5, and there's 1 item in the hopper, which is the seeds there. The plant status is 0 because it's not growing, it's not mature. And the counter, don't worry about the counter for a minute, I'm going to use that later. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the counter to match the hoppers. So let's just don't confuse the issue, let's turn that off. So yeah, so we can read the information from the LARRE, we can read the information from the slot underneath. So that 255 slot, we're reading, was a plant mature? Yes. Now what we really need is seeded. A seed? Oh no, I can't remember. Can't remember. Seeding, something like that. Class, damage, efficiency, filter type, growth, harvest, health, line number, lock, mature, max quantity, none, occupied, on, open. I'm sure there's a seeded one here. Seeding. Seeding. Confirm. So if the plant is seeding, so is this one seeding? This one is seeding. So if we go to the next bay, we've now got one for seeding, because our plant is seeding. If I take that seed away, it's now 0. So that's good. So what can we say about this? So by reading the slot, we can work out whether the plant is ready to seed or not. When it is seeded, we could keep harvesting, or we can check if it's mature and harvesting until there's nothing left in or the plant is no longer mature. Like such. So yeah, let's do that way actually. You know what, let's just change this slightly. So LS R3 LARRE 255 mature, and then we'll use that to print R3. Turn you back on. I've turned you back on. So that is saying, what can we tell by this now? So we see that there's 5 things in the claw, which there is. There's 1 thing in the hopper, which there is. The plant is not seeding because I've taken the seed out of it, so we know that. And the plant is mature because we've got a 1 there. Now what you don't want to do is request a quantity and work off the quantity, because the quantity depends on what plant is in there. So you do need the mature status. So using all information, it is possible to program the LARRE to come along the line. Has a plant growing? Yes, yes. You know, is it mature? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Is it seeding? Yes, no, yes. Right, seeding. Take the seed and take all the fruit and then drop that off in somewhere. So that's the next thing we need to do. We need to work out how to drop off everything. Now I'm using these 4 LEDs here. I may have to redefine them by the hash ID, purely because I'm going to have pins on here. But yeah, so the next thing we want is somewhere to drop them. So first of all, to drop them, you need another station. So let's take, say here, and change that for a station, like so. So now the LARRE will stop here, and this is now station 11. But we also want to be able to replant seeds, so we need another station. Go along for it to pick up new seeds. Alright, so first things first, we want to drop off what it's got. So we need something for it to drop into, and what it drops it into is a chute import bin, which is one of the powered chutes. So that needs to go. Let's go import, chute import. Now this is where it takes me forever to get the right way around. There we go. So that needs to be under there. Now we know that one is under there. So it needs to be about there, I think it is. And you see there's didn't throw it on the floor. There's a power connection. It's also a data point connection for that. And this one again needs to be one over there. But they both need power. So we've got power down here. Let's just wire them in quickly. Why are you flashing an error? Line 13. It's because it's over its base station. It's just like flashing error. Just move it to the next bay. It'll stop it being annoying and flashing. There we go. Right. So yeah, these need to be wired in. So let me just quickly wire these in. get stuck on it. Right. So they can be on. And see when they're on, if you press this, it actually opens and closes. When it's off, it just closes and stays closed. But that one's the wrong one actually. I've just realised I made a mistake there, so let me pull that one back up again. I actually need a output bin here. So it's still the same unit, it's just you go for what's import, export bin. Alright, here we go, trying to get it right way again. There it is, that's it. And as it happens, the pin connection's in the same place, the power connection. And this time, there's nothing to flick. It will only work. Stick a chute on here. That's a powered chute, don't want you. Let's take some of you. And I'll take you. Let's put this in. Stick you there. I don't know if it'll just work with that. Let's see. No, it won't. I need it. Okay, where's my wrench? There it is. I actually need an input bin. Inlet bin, that one. Trying to work out the right way, that way. Like so. So now I should be able to drop something into this. No, you're not going to go in? Why aren't you going in? Why aren't you going in? Because I've got you the wrong way around, that's why I'm not going in. Let me just take this up. Screwdriver. Right. Also have problems with these flipping things. Actually, you know what? The easiest way is just to connect you two together for now, just for demonstration purposes. You there. You there. Let's put a window in there just so you can see what's going on. Right. So this is an input. Turn on. That's an output. So I drop something in here. Activate it. It's gone through there and out into here, and I can pick it up. Oh, no. If I don't have anything in my hand, I can pick it up. And that closes again. So let's just do that again. And watch the window. See it flash through, and it's now into there. So we know the import and output are working. So what I can do is I can get LARRE to go to... It's easier, quicker to go this way. It will throw an error. Come on. Oh no, it's not, that's fine. So it's over a station, there's nothing mature in there, that's why it's 0. But now what I can do is I can activate, and he's dropped all of the seeds into there. Let's activate that, they'll come out there, just take them for the moment. Let's stick my backpack. And if you notice from the hopper, the seeds have dropped down, so if I activate again, so now he's dropped the seeds into there, activate the chute, and the seeds come out there. So what we could do, if we had some way of checking what's coming through, seeds we could redirect into the export bin, and the fruit we could send to a refrigerated vending machine, which I have up here. But for now, so that's what we can do there, but for now we'll just show how we actually get LARRE to pick things up. So next one, because there's something underneath it, both are empty. Let's click activate. He's now picked up the seeds, so we could go back to, let's just go this way, it's quicker probably. Not two slots. To the tray without anything in it, and with the seeds in our hand this time, if we activate, he plants them. So hopefully what you realise from that is you can check the state of the tray, if it's mature, and if it's a seeding, you can pick the seeds, then all of the fruit, drop them off in an export bin, sort out what you're doing in the export bin, the shoot bits in a minute, pick up some fresh seeds and come and plant them. Or you could take the seeds that are in the hopper, because you'll have one seed in there from dropping off your fruit, and just come back and plant it. And you know what? I think that's probably the better idea. It means if you want to change your plants, you've got to manually change them yourself. But it means you're getting rid of code, having to work out if there's anything in the hopper to drop it into there. So that's just a light bulb moment for myself, sorry. So I've just realised, yeah, so if we come to a plant, just take it across to the... Oop, wrong way. And you won't have to keep doing this manually. The code will actually check the status of the tray. If there's nothing happening, it will move on. Is that mature? Is that seeding? Sorry, it's seeding and it's mature. So pick the seeds, it's no longer seeding. There's one thing in its claw. Activate again. We've now got one seed in the claw, one wheat in the claw, one seed in the hopper. We know that these typically make 5. Yes, it's 4 more. I can just do it until there's nothing left in the... It's not mature anymore anyway. So go again. Here it's still mature. You can see from the 1 here. Yes. Is it still mature? Still 1 there. Yes. Still mature. 1 there. Yes. Next time she goes 0. Is it mature? 0. There's no plant left in there, so it's not mature. Then we come to the next bin. I've gone the wrong way again, sorry. Which is the export bin. We activate the arm. Drop off the wheat. The seeds drop down from the hopper into the claw. Go back to where we just come from, so you just need to remember what bin you are at, what tray you are at, sorry. Activate again and replant. And if we can automate that, we don't need to keep watching our plants. We can literally have Larry going from plant to plant to plant to plant to plant, checking the status. Is it mature? Yes. Is it seeded? No. Move on. Is it mature? Yes. Is it seeded? Yes. Stop. Pick the seeds, pick all the fruit, drop them in the hopper, come back and replant the seed, and then move on to the next plant. So that's not as complicated as it sounds. Well, it is actually. It's quite a bit of coding. But for today, I think that's quite a bit for everybody to take in, for a lot of people to take in. This is how the LARRE works. This is how the hydroponics LARRE works. You're basically just checking the status of your plants and then making the arm do what you want based on the status of the plant. Now, another twist to this is if you're using compost, you can also check if there's any compost present, I believe. So compost, can we check compost? How do we check compost? Charge ratio, type, damage, efficiency. Actually, this one's maybe where I need the... Go to you, F1, hydroponics tray. Fertilizer. So we've got plant and fertilizer. How do we check between the two? So 0 is plant, 1's fertilizer. So there must be some way of checking what's in the plant. Charge ratio, class, damage, efficiency, filter type. None of them, obviously. Growth, harvested hash, health, line number, lock, mature. We've using mature, so that's fine. Max quantity, non-occupied hash. Occupied is just say there's something in there. On, open, prefab, pressure air, quality, Reference ID, seeding, sorting class, temperature, volume. Okay, I'm not sure how to check if there's fertilizer in there, whether it's something like sorting class or not. I will look that up for the next video, try and work out how we do that. So anyway, you can do it. I've seen it done where you can get a check, see if there's any fertilizer in there. If there's no fertilizer, go pick up the fertilizer, come back, put the fertilizer in, plant a seed, let it grow, because obviously fertilizer gives you better plants. Oh, -1. What's that -1 for? Why are you -1? What is the third one checking? Seeding, -1, so it's not seeding, obviously. Seeding. Whether a plant is seeding, ready to harvest seeds, returns a 1 if seeding or a 0 if not. So why do I have a -1? Let's just check that's not an aberration. Still -1. -1. Strange. What happens if I keep coming this way? 0. Oh. Seeding, that one is seeding, that's why I got a 1. You're not seeding because I took your seeds, but you are mature. You're not seeding. No, I can't use seeding by itself, can I? No. Okay, I'll try and work out what the -1's for. It looks like when the plant is growing and not mature, the seeding gives a -1. Or a 0 if it's empty. Or a 0 if it's mature and not seeding. You are seeding. You're seeding. You're seeding. Yeah. Seeding. Seeding. Yeah, so it looks like if the plant isn't mature, the seeding is -1. If the plant is mature but it's not seeding, it's a 0. Or if the tray is empty, it's a 0. And if the plant is seeding, it's a +1. That's what I'm guessing the numbers mean. Okay, I think that's enough for today. I think I've filled everybody's brains with enough crap based on that. Hopefully that's made a bit of sense to people. So what we learned today, we've learned that by setting up a LARRE, a hydroponics LARRE, you can interrogate a hydroponics tray. You don't need the hydroponics device, just a hydroponics tray. You can work out whether it's seeding or not, this one here. Work out whether it's mature or not, this one here. And then work out what's in the claw, which is that one there, and what's in the hopper, which is that one there. And in fact, bear with me a moment, I'm just going to do something just to make it easier going forward. Yeah, so all I've done is I've added a couple of little signs down here. I can't add them anywhere else, unfortunately. I could bring them down further, possibly move them up further, and then you wouldn't be able to see them very well. I'll think about it where I'm going to put them, so you can actually see what the things are. But yeah, so for today we've learned that the LARRE, you can interrogate the claw and the hopper, find out what condition they're in, and interrogate the hydroponics tray, not the device, actually hydroponics tray, you don't need the device, and work out what status the plant is in. You can also do things like read the health of it and some other bits and pieces. And by using that information, we will be able to write a program to harvest this stuff, to harvest all our fruit. And like I say, I'm going to come down here. I'm probably going to just get that through the system. Take you out of there. Have this come off straight into a refrigerator vending machine. I won't need this chute export bin because the seeds will be stored in the hopper. Means I've got to manually change these if I want to change them for a different plant. But for things like soya bean and wheat, where we just want lots of them. And then around here we could have another LARRE with potatoes and whatever. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So for today, guys, thanks for watching. please hit the like and subscribe. Please do consider joining my channel. Links are in the description below. There is a link to my free Discord channel. There's also a link to my Twitch page. I'd appreciate if you could go across to Twitch and click on the follow button. I'm trying to get 50 followers so I can become an affiliate. If you'd like to support me in other ways and play multiplayer Stationeers with myself and other members of the team, you can join my channel on either YouTube or preferably via Patreon. Again, the link is in the description below. For now guys, it's Dryfly Gamer wishing you good night.